Hey guys, welcome back to the Piston YouTube channel. Today we are in Langkawi to drive the new Honda City Hatchback RS eHev. Honda Malaysia wants 107,000 ringgit for this hatchback, hybrid hatchback. Is it worth the money? Because it's still ultimately a city. It still has a very identical look and feel to its cheaper cousin, the lower variant cities. So is it worth the 107,000 ringgit? Well, that's what we are going to try to explore in this video and explain to you why, or maybe why not, it's worth the 107,000 ringgit. So how do you identify the Honda City Hatchback RS eHev? Well, you get LED lights at the front as well as the back. You get this honeycomb grille, which is quite fancy to look at. Of course, you get the RS badging. You get this piano black together with this bluish Honda logo with the blue hue, and you get this carbon fiber look-alike front lip. If you go to the side, you get those 16-inch wheels. There's nothing much going on the side, but you do get the piano black foldable together with a built-in signal and turn indicator, side view mirror, as well as a built-in camera. So this is for your blind spot signal or turn signal. So what happens is when you want to turn to the left, you give your indicator and it shows you whatever is happening on the left hand side of the car, so it eliminates blind spots on the left hand side of the car. Then of course you get LED lights at the back here as well, together with, well, this is not a diffuser, but it attempts to be a diffuser. You get RS eHev branding, and just like its siblings, you get a very spacious boot space. A Honda City that costs 107,000 ringgit. Never thought I'd see the day. So yes, the entire purpose of this video is to see whether the car is worth the asking price, because 107,000 ringgit is a lot of money for a city. Remember a time when that much money was probably very close to the entry-level asking price for the Honda Civic. Now though, the Honda City is costing about the same as an entry-level Civic. Of course, the Civic was slightly more expensive, but you get what I mean. It also means that Honda is generally moving more upmarket. Does it mean that they're going to probably introduce a cheaper entry-level variant later on to sort of plug the gap between 60 to 80,000 ringgit? You know, to sort of bring in a smaller car, because the City Hatchback, it may be a city, but it's actually quite spacious in here. I'll demonstrate that later. But yes, so is it worth the asking price? That's the big question, isn't it? Let's take it out for a drive. So I've already spent a lot of time driving this car yesterday. We are in Langkawi and we drove up to the highest point in Langkawi. I can't remember what it's called, but I gotta say that when it comes to handling the City Hatchback RS eHev, which is a mouthful, but handles really surprisingly good. The front end seems to be very tractable, very placeable. It's very obliging and goes exactly where you want it to go, and it communicates really well with you. So all of you Toge fans, all of you performance driving fans, all of you that like a little more communicative front end from your car, you're gonna like the City Hatchback. The back also is sort of, every time you place the car, the rear just sort of just neatly tucks in place, so it's very easy to drive this car smoothly. But that's not why you charge 107,000 ringgit. The interior is surprisingly well built. It's a very nice interior. I like the chunky steering wheel. It feels really good and premium in your hands. The buttons are high quality. I love the fact that it comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Wired, of course, you still need to use a cable, but you get what I mean. It's a very nice thing to have. The meter panel is part digital, part analog, which is a sweet touch. It's just very nice in here. I love this seats. These seats are only for the RS version, but of course the RS is the one that costs 107,000 ringgit. So let's stick to the point here. The seats are amazing. They feel great. They look great. Where am I going? I'll go to Joe. Alright, let's go there. Generally, a lot quite nice to drive, right? Everything in here feels premium. Surprisingly premium for a city. So is it worth the 107,000 ringgit if you're going to judge it by the interior alone? Almost. And then you come to the drive quality, the powertrain. Of course, I'm not a fan of CVT gearboxes. I've made that known a long time ago. I'm not a fan. I don't like the droney effect. I don't like that. I'm not sure why they ever introduced CVT gearboxes, but that's not the point. The engine, 1.5 litre IV tech with a hybrid powertrain, produces 253 Newton meters of torque. If I put my foot down, it makes some fancy noises, which is very inspiring. So in terms of horsepower, there's not much. It's only about slightly less than 100 horsepower, but torque is ridiculous for a Honda City. Does it mean that it's worth 107,000 ringgit? Very nearly. And then there's the fuel efficiency. Let's just see how much consumption. Hang in there. So now the car is telling me that from yesterday's driving, till today, I'm not quite sure whether there's a reset here, but right now it's doing about 16.9 kilometers per litre average, which is not bad. But I know this car can do better. So a car that is fun to drive, a hybrid, fuel efficient, and spacious, with a nice interior, is it worth 107,000 ringgit? Well, I'm inclined to say yes. I know there are not a lot of people that will go out and spend 107,000 ringgit on a Honda City. But if you do have the money, and if you like Japanese reliability, Japanese quality, yada yada yada, or you're looking to buy one for your loved one, for your children, for your wife, or if you got just a lot of money and you're looking for a daily go-about car, then absolutely it's worth the asking price. No doubt, right? In terms of spaciousness, I really like the fact that it comes with ultra seats. This is Honda lingo for adaptive seats, seats that you can adjust, seats that you can, lay flat, seats that you can fold up, lay flat, do all sorts of things with it. So it comes with four modes. I know you have a tall mode. I know you have a long mode. I know you have a rest mode or something. I can't remember what the other two are called. But in that sense, I think it makes the City a very versatile car. You can almost do anything with this. And with the rise of the glamping culture, right? Glamorous camping, or even camping in general, this car is perfectly suited for that lifestyle as well. Is it worth the 107,000 ringgit? Yes, absolutely. It's worth the 107,000 ringgit. This car is a do-it-all kind of car. Forget the city badge for a minute and you'll realize it's actually a very nice car to own, to drive, to go about your daily business. Thank you for watching. I'm Kashi Dylan. Do consider subscribing.